Yes, hello, my people. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. We are back here again. Yes, this one are the situation we concern Nigeria. Now we want to talk about. So make una join us. I better help us share this video because they say this matter now, the way they go, everybody needs to talk about it. Yes, banditries are gradually taking over. In fact, IPOB members are affiliated with this one. So I'm going to allow my brother to analyze this, Mr. Stephen Ramato. I ain't going to analyze this one to all of us. Make we see what they sup and what they happen for Nigeria at this particular time. And people, how na day? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. I bet make una join us more, take this one together. I bet share and hit the like button as well. God bless you all.
Yeah, good morning, guys. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Steven on the show. It's going to be a very quick one. Uh, I just got two things I'm going to talk about that I've already put in on my wall as my topic for today. The first one is the president is saying IPOB had stockpiled weapons around the country. You guys know I am not a supporter of IPOB. I've actually been against their modus of operandis all through their time, from the ESN formation to the stigmatization, bullying of other, certain neighboring states and other. You see, I've done a lot of videos against them, but I'm one hell of a person who will always stand for the truth. That's who I am. When I read the news this morning, I burst into a very loud laughter. And do you know why I was laughing? Because it is funny for the federal government to say the IPOB / ESN have piled up weapons all over the federation. I sometimes just want to think the entire presidency. Sometimes I want to think that the entire presidency are sick of amnesia. Sometimes I want to think the entire presidency are bereaved of ideas. Sometimes I want to think the entire presidency do not actually live in this country. Sometimes I want to think the entire presidency lives in another planet, not even planet Earth. But the more I try to think these thoughts, the more it dawned on me that these guys lives with us. They know what we are going through. They understand what is happening. They are just being myopic. They are just being selfish with the truth. Like I said from the beginning of this video, I am not in support of IPOB modus of operandis. But for the federal government to say that IPOB have piled up weapons along in the entire federation shocked me to the bone marrow. It is just an adage of trying to give a dog a bad name. We know dogs is already bad, but tying the bone on the neck of a dog is just for you to give the dog a bad name. How can somebody, for goodness sake, will tell you and I that IPOB has more weapons than the bandits? How can a sane person will tell you and I that IPOB had more weapons that the Fulani herdsmen. How can a sane person tell us that IPOB had more weapons than Boko Haram? How can a sane person tell us that IPOB had more weapons than ISWAP? It is so disheartening how nepotism, tribalism, favoritism have destroyed the fabric of this administration. I just watched a video now on the war of Femi Fani Kayode, the guy who was going around the north trying to create bond, calling every one of them from the Zamfara state governor to Zulu of Borno state, down to Issa Patami, all of them as his brothers. But right on this war, I can see people, bandits on the military uniform. I can see bandits on the police uniform. I can see bandits carrying a sophisticated weapon that IPOB cannot get.
What Buhari is saying now, President Muhammadu Buhari has accused the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, of stockpiling weapons across Nigeria. Buhari, who spoke through his mouthpiece, Gaba Shehu, said Ipob members killed security agents and set government facilities in the southeast ablaze. Advertisement, he stated, this is response to claim by the Amnesty International and human rights violation in the southeast. Shehu, in statement issued on Wednesday, today is Thursday, that was yesterday evening, lamented that Amnesty International was defending IPOB, which is a terrorist group. He accused Amnesty International of backing a terrorist organization against victims of IPOB. The statement titled, and I quote, "Why Amnesty entreaties should be ignored." Read partly, Amnesty International latest salvo at Nigeria is but more of the same. Again, they have decided to side with terrorists before the liberty of those they injured, displaced, and murdered. Parroting the line of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, a proscribed terror organization, they work to legitimize its cause to Western audiences. This put them in a bad company. IPOB murder Nigerian citizens, they kill police officers and military personnel and set government properties on fire. Now they have amassed a substantial stockpile of weapons and bombs across the country. Now they see so for screen. Why they play us now? We couldn't wait to across the country. Where this group in a Western country, you should not expect to hear Amnesty full-throated defense of their actions. IPOB called for their breakup of Nigeria, had led to some members of the group allegedly resorting to civil disobedience. Lately, attack on security agents and facilities in the southeast has been linked to IPOB and its Militia Arm and Eastern Security Network, ESN. Despite the connection, IPOB had severally denied any claims of its members attacking security agents and facilities in the southeast. IPOB had insisted that its members rely on peaceful approach in the push for Biafra. Morogbe Agboifo, you said Fulani must not take over Nigeria. We must prepare as well. Listen, we should stop deceiving ourselves. We're talking about Fulani. Other bodies are already collaborating with Fulani herdsmen now, in case you don't know. Things that is going on right now in those states where we have been talking, nobody's listening to us, can result to things like this. I'm not instigating violence. I'm not calling for anything like this. But sometimes when you push people, push people. I don't know what you might expect. Yes. Some kind of actions that we take sometimes, we don't just take it. It's because we've been pushed. We should try and see it very clearly. Rather than always saying, Fulani herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen. Brothers and sisters, don't be deceived. Other bodies are already collaborating with Fulani herdsmen. When you dey country where government they talk, say your voice not mean anything to them. Government go say anything you like, make you enter house. Now the kind of things where they resort to, now be this. Very sad. At least some people or many of you can see now that Nnamdi Kanu is not a pushover. Nnamdi Kanu was a leader of IPOB and is still a leader of IPOB, even though he's under arrest. Oh, I expect me IPOB people, they all fold their arms, say, okay, make their leader, make they kill him. And those states will be calling for him for Koromi to be arrested. Nobody's listening to us. Nobody's listening to us. They are pushing us. Very soon now they'll say, no. You talk something that say you shouldn't have said that. Nobody's talking when people are pushing you. Nobody's talking. When you reciprocate, people say, you don't suppose. No, this is what is happening in those states. Those state government are not doing anything. They are not saying anything. Our religious leaders are not doing anything. And they are not saying anything. Our traditional leaders as well, they are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. At the moment now, Edo State looks like a place where we don't have nobody to rely on. Because our agitations doesn't mean anything to anybody at this particular time. But when that day come, I see all these sophisticated weapons, they know where to try it. In case you don't know, they are not going to try it on a common person on the streets. They know the right place to go. Go throw bomb for inside there. They know the right place to go. Go throw grenade for inside there. They know the right place to go. Because if these people, terrorists or banditries or whatever they call them, if they know the right place to be going, no problem. Rather, killing innocent people. No. Target the main people that is causing us the pains. Not innocent people. And those state governments, remember, say that one day, now Ipob people take get person they call Nnamdi Kanu. And those people know you're quiet the way that they look outside, those people quiet too. But would they take our time till they do something? Everybody must die one day. Yes, everybody must die one day. Don't threaten anybody with gun. Don't threaten anybody with your machete. Everybody must die one day. As long as you recognize that you will die one day, taking decisions like this, you just see it as normal. Say, okay, let me just take the decision. Let me fight for my people. Let me just do it. To raise money for this kind of weapons Not be waiting hard though. Now, because Nigerian government refused to address the important things, address the plight of the people. That's why you are seeing what you are seeing right now. They refuse. Like we have been talking in those states. Edo State House of Assembly Speaker said no. Now he get all the power in the whole world. He go dig corn and they drink wine and beer with Ohon for Koromi. Ohon Koromi. I first tell you, if Edo State government not do anything about you, if na me be you move come on for Edo, cause that your house now overnight. I don't want to talk things here. Ohon for Koromi. You have stepped on so many toes. You must go to prison. Edo State government, we have been crying for so long. Nobody is listening to us. And this is wrong. This is wrong. Ipob members, Nnamdi Kanu, they were pushed to the position they are today. I'm not supporting anything to do with terrorism. And I'm not in support of banditries. But when you are being pushed to do some certain things, please, we shouldn't blame anybody in that position. We shouldn't. Edo State government, or rather, our traditional leaders, our religion leaders, all are pushing the innocent commoners, Edolites, Edo people all over the world. They are not saying anything. We don't know who to cry to. We've been crying. We paid a lot of money to do protests. We've lost our voice by shouting all the time here. Nobody is listening to us. At least we have a proof that the deputy governor of Edo State actually he addressed us, right? In case tomorrow, may they not say they're not here. We have a proof that we went to the gate of our palace. Nobody listened to us. Although we are still crying. We are still crying. We need help. Edo people need help. Edo people need help. The oppression, the suffocation, and the intimidations is too much to handle. We cannot continue like this no more. But we are still crying. No matter how full someone might be, Gary go push and reach. He go retaliate. Let's listen to our brother. Thank you, my people.
Now, my question is this: how many people at IPOB driven into IDP camps? How many villages or towns that IPOB has actually ransacked, driving the entire people away and taking over their communities? This event is reoccurring every day in Kaduna State. This event is reoccurring every day in Zamfara. This event is reoccurring every day in Benue. Right now, this event is reoccurring every day in Jos Plateau, in Katsina, in Sokoto, in Yobe, and many other states in the northern part of Nigeria. I have never seen the presidency coming out to raise an alarm over the sophisticated weapons that is being paraded by these people who are from the tribe, the kings and the kings of most of the people that we call the presidency. This is where I have always been saying that the South, it is time for the South to wake up to the reality. Many of our political gladiators in the South are still sleeping because of their corrupt nature. This nation is not one. We should stop deceiving ourselves. We are just different people trying to be forced together that is not workable at this moment, guys. Just because I do not like the modus of operandi of IPOB, that will not make me not to say the truth when the need arises. If you call the IPOB a terrorist organization, you should be able to be bold enough to call the bandit by their real names terrorists. You should be able to bold enough to call the Fulani elders by their real names terrorists. Yet there are one or two miscreants among the IPOB, the ESN. Yet there are one or two miscreants among them. But the truth of the matter is this: the problem of this nation is as a result of the nepotic nature of the government of today. IPOB is not from Benue State. Governor Otom had not given the presidency a breathing space in the last 2 months. Do you know in Benue State today they have over 1 million people living in IDP camp? That is a worse situation. We have over another 2 million people living in IDP camp in Borno, in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Kaduna, in Yobe. These are war situations. Even nations that are at war, we don't have that last number, that last chunk of people living in IDP. But yet the government of the day will not come out to say the truth at all time. I feel pained the way and manner our government are treating our people. That is why if people like Nnamdi Kanu will come up, if people like Sunday Baho will come up, if people like Commando Okunle will come up and say there is an hidden agenda, nobody should blame them. There is actually an hidden agenda. If not, why are they concentrating on the IPOB? Why are they concentrating on the Oduduwa agitators? Whereas there are people who want to take away the secular system of government in Nigeria and impose on us the Afghanistan Taliban system. If the government of the day are not colluding with these people, why are they not seeing the handwriting on the wall? That the intention of Kanu or the intention of Sunday Baho is for them to have a self-determination where justice, equity, and fairness is being operated in their domain. But the intention of the Fulanis headers who are parading all the Pharisees in the south is to take hold of the territory of the south, forcefully grab their lands, while the bandits and the Boko Harams are doing everything humanly possible to turn the faith to the nation called Nigeria into an Islamic state. I want to ask a simple question here, which is more worse? A guy that is demanding for self-independence, or one that want to forcefully convert you to his religion. We all know what is happening right now in Afghanistan. After the Taliban took over the reign of government, people are being killed indiscriminately. We knew what happened in Kabul airport, where 13 US military men were killed and other tens, scores of Afghanistan's citizens were murdered in cold blood by a suicide bomber. That is the kind of life you get from the Boko Harams, the Iswa, the bandits, and the Fulani herdsmen. Can you say that of the IPOBs? Can you say that of the Dudu agitation? The answer is no. They are not ready to force their religion on us. They are not ready to force their doctrine on us. They are demanding for self-independence because of the inhuman treatment that has been meted upon them by the government of Nigeria. They have a legitimate right to agitate. Can the presidency tell me what is the right, what is the reason behind the agitations or the killings, the massacring, the ransacking of communities, driving them away by Fulani Edda, bandits, Boko Haram, and the Iswa? I read on news a few days ago why Governor Zulu of Borno State was telling the people of Borno to accept those so-called repented bandits and Boko Harams into their midst. He said it looks painful because these guys actually killed your people, but the only way you can make peace is to accept them as your brother and incorporate them into the society as if nothing ever happened. Sometimes I begin to wonder, why is this government not doing the same thing? Not stretching the same olive leaf to the IPOBs and the Oduduwa agitators? Why is the government not stretching the same olive tree to those people from Benue, to those militias from Benue? The Nigerian Defense Academy was invaded. Up to today, nobody has told us anything about the identity of those that came for that invasion. An institution that is as high in intelligence as the NDA, where every military, system, every military architecture in Nigeria goes for training. Nobody has been able to tell us the identity, the nationality, or ethnic nationalities of the people that invaded that place, and where only the Southerners were killed in that operation, and the people from the Jos and the Middle Belt area. Why do you guys always come out? I want to find a way to tag the Southern people as the problem of the nation, whereby the problem that has actually engulfed the nation, that have brought the nation to its knees, is operating in the North. My question is this: is there something we are not being told? Is there something that they are not telling us? Is there something that is fishing that we do not know. I am an advocate of justice, fairness, and equity. I will always stand on the path of justice, no matter who is involved. The strength, the power that you use in tackling the IPOBs, why not use the same enthusiasm, the same strength to deal with the Boko Harams and the bandits? I watched a video on social media when a soldier man said it will not take them 24 hours to fish out the entire bandit in the forest if they are given a marching order by their different people. You don't allow them to kill the bandit. If Sheikh Ahmed Gumi can go into the bandit with DSS, policemen, army, and other sister security apparatus, they have a meeting with the bandits, but yet they will tell us they don't know where the bandit stays. It's worrisome. If Buhari had an hidden agenda, just like Commando Kunle said, it start getting clearer by the day. Those of us who is believing in one Nigeria, I think with time we begin to start waking up to the reality that there's an agenda that these guys are pushing. If not, I don't see any reason why a government will keep quiet over the menace that is happening in the north, but is quick to shout, is quick to send armories into the south when there is a little agitation. I'm not supporting any carrying of arms by any group, but I'm just saying what is good for one should be good for the other. We should not have two laws for the same people. If you do that, you are creating an anarchy. Yesterday, I read the news where Lai Mohammed said anybody that not talk and inside any TV station, radio, that now, brought in a guest who now uses an inciting statement against President Muhammadu, they'll give the radio station or the TV station a red card. And I look and say, this is degree 4. The freedom of expression had been hijacked. We are now in a dictatorial regime. We are now in a regime of a tyrant, where the voice of the opposition can never be heard. Nigeria is drifting into a state of anarchy. If the people with the voice of reasoning refuse to start speaking up, they will see Nigeria collapsing to our eyes. When the camera have been around, some people have been around. When they are agitating for something, it is at time we sit them down and ask them what is actually the problem. Why have you decided to break the nation? That's what I expect the presidency to be doing right now. Not always coming up to threaten the people. The more threat you put on them, the more boldness you give to the people. On the case of Obaseki, you guys knew, like I said, I supported Obaseki wholeheartedly during the last election. I'm a good fan of Gwenogas Obaseki. Like I always say, I stand for justice, fairness, and equity. I read a news yesterday where he said the forceful vaccination is to protect his people. That statement was fantastic. fantastically applied. But when you talk of protecting your people, sir, we have been crying over land grabbing issue in Benin City in the last 1 month. We've not heard something tangible from the government towards that effect. Here you set up, you signed to law the PPP law as amended in 2021. You say you're going to have a special court that we've not gotten. You're going to set up a committee, the PPP committee, that we've not gotten. So the rate at which you are handling the case of land grabbing in Nigeria is a little bit slow compared to the force you are putting on the COVID-19 vaccination. Number 2, you've heard of the series of kidnapping along Benin, Auchi, Abuja highway. It has been there for a very long time, to the point that it has become so disheartening that Nigerians can't fly that road again without them not putting their heart in their hands. We've cried on the social media space, but we've not gotten any reasonable attention from you. If your basic responsibility is to protect us in every area. The number of people that COVID kills in Edo cannot be compared to the number of people that die on Benin Auchi Road in the hands of the kidnappers. The number of heartbrokenness that parents, siblings, father, mothers received when their loved ones are being kidnapped and they are forced to cough out what they do not even have is more worse than the number of people that COVID-19 had killed in Benin, in Edo State. Number 3, yesterday a friend of mine called me. It broke my heart that they took someone to one of these hospitals. And when the guy got there, he was very sick. And he needed an immediate attention. They asked him to pay before he can be admitted. When he had before they should be, they would say, please just admit him. We are going to rally around him for money. They refused to listen to them. Before the family of this guy could run around to rally for money and bring back, the guy was dead. Such a death is more painful than the death of a COVID-19 patient. I'm not saying none is good, no death is good, but people are dying every day. People are dying every day in our hospitals because of this very unfortunate lackadaisical attitudes of our doctors. You are the governor of the state. You have not been able to promulgate a law to say any hospital that refuses to treat a patient who has an emergency situation, such an hospital will be closed down, or the owner of the hospital, the license will be taken over. If your intention is to protect your people from dying, you must protect them in all ramifications, sir. Number 4, there's high rate of unemployment. There's high rate of insecurity, cultism in Edo State. Today, our people, our young ones, decided to take their life in their hands by becoming vigilantes who now goes around protecting us from these common criminals on our streets, from cultism and other social devices that are beclouded the Benin metropolis. As a governor who loved the people so dearly, sir, if you wanted to have protected us, you must have thought of how our life can be more secured from the menace of cultism, armed robbery, kidnapping, and other social devices that has enveloped Edo State. Number 5, sir, there's high rate of hunger in the land. I have been here now for some time. I decided to do this to actually know what my people are passing through, so that when I go back to where I come from, I will be able to speak as a man that has seen the two sides of the device. There's high rate of hunger and starvation in the land. Yeah, you are good at paying salaries as at when due, but how many of those are actually on your payroll? If you decided to protect us, you must also protect us from the greatest, most deadliest pandemic in the world, called hunger virus. The hunger virus can instigate all other kind of viruses. The hunger virus instigates armed robbery virus. The hunger virus instigates the Yahoo virus. The hunger virus instigates the kidnapping virus. The hunger virus instigates many other viruses that have devoured the peace and the tranquility of Edo State. I know this is not entirely your fault, but if you want to actually protect your people, you must protect them in all ramifications. Many of my friends have taken the COVID-19 vaccine willingly, not by compulsion. As a government, what you needed to do is to enlighten the people on the advantage of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise. Like you did during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. You were on every social media space telling the people the need, why they should put on mask, social distancing, hand sanitizer, and frequent washing of hands, etc., etc. But I would have expected you to have done this, to have used the same strength and vigorousness that you applied during your electionary period and during the pandemic period, to have brought in the same strength into making the people understand why they need to have the vaccine. Like sir, there have been so very many conspiracy theories in connection to faith, underlying faith of people, both the Christians and the Muslims. There have been a lot of talks on what is the side effect of the COVID-19 vaccine, both spiritually and physically to the earth. There have been a lot of things that have been coming up from people. So people are afraid to actually continue in taking this vaccination as a result of the fear that have been put in them by these conspiracy, theorians. I expected you, as a technocrat, to have been able to sit down with the Ministry of Health to bring out a template on how the people will understand why they need to be vaccinated. Number 6, sir, that's going to be the last. During the lockdown, there was what we call the palliatives. The palliative came from the federal government, from individuals, from the state government, to the vulnerables. Underlined, the vulnerables. But most of these palliatives were adjunct by some of the officials of your government. These palliatives were not forcefully implemented. There were no compulsion when these palliatives were being delivered. Let me shock you, Your Excellency, sir. In Sweden, where I reside, during the lockdown, we get 95% of our salaries. Those that were not working at all, they were also getting stipends from the unemployment insurance scheme during the lockdown. I remembered in the United States of America, Donald Trump was paying as high as $1,200 to $2,000 to every American. I can still remember the Canadian government was also paying as high as 2,000 Canadian dollars. I can still remember the Italian government were giving their people vouchers that worth up to 500 euros to feed. So when those kind of people are coming up with all kind of rules and regulations to forcefully make their people to take the vaccine, even they still try to explain to them, they still make them to understand the reason behind the taking of the vaccination. You are trying to save us. Fantastic. But save us that we will not die of another virus called the hunger virus. Save us that we will live like every other person on planet Earth. That's the reason why the entire Edo people supported you. The reason why we in the diaspora stood behind you is because we believed. You lived among us for a very long time. You will understand our plights. You will understand our pains. You will understand those things we were passing through. We live in a society where rules and regulations are being followed to the letter. We brought you in because we know, we believe that you'll be able to do the same thing. Dialogue is what the white man uses in passing their laws to their people. Not the way we do it in Africa, where we tell you, if you don't do it like this, you are dead. I want to plead with you, Your Excellency. Obey the Port High Court judgment for the now. And for goodness sake, how many vaccines do we actually have today in Edo State? It is about 4.5 to 5 million people. I'm very sure the number of vaccines that we have in Edo State that have come to Edo State today is not even up to 200 yet. So are you going to tell me only 200 people that have taken the vaccine now will now benefit from this, from the general? is now general. Mr. Martins, Iyamu, nobody asked Obaseki to share money. Okay, I don't give a hoot about Obaseki sharing money. Like I said, you know I live abroad. Okay, I live in Sweden. So Obaseki share money, doesn't share money, has nothing to do with some of us. We must always stand on the path of truth. Many of you don't even know me. Go check my work during the elections. I had over 30 interviews and debates for Obaseki. I told the people then, if he makes a mistake, Humanist Stephen, will be the first to come out and challenge him. I did that. I told my people then that Humanist Stephen, will never ever take any appointment from the government of Governor Obaseki. It's in my video. I told my people then that Humanist Stephen, will stand on the side of the people, not on the side of any government. Soldier go, soldier come, barrack remains. So, the remains of the barrack is the people that we are fighting for, not any government. So we had no intention. I have no intention. Other people might have an intention, but I am standing on the part of the people. I've been in Nigeria for close to 1 year now. Up to this moment, Mr. Martins, Obaseki is better than Zeyamu. Up to this moment we are speaking now, between Obaseki and Zeyamu, Obaseki is still better. I know both of them. I know Zeyamu more than I know Obaseki. Between these two guys that was out to contest for the 2020 general election in Edo State, Obaseki is far, far better than Zeyamu. You can see what is happening today. Shaba was out, spoke. Another person out coming out to speak. So, if that is the case, a man, listen, election is over. I don't want to talk about, what happened then. Please. Okay? I supported a man that I believe is the best. Him asking us to take vaccination does not make him a scammer. I'm only trying to explain to him and to the people that are handling his advising that it should not be a forceful vaccination. That is our stand. We do not need a forceful vaccination. He should explain to the people why he wants them to be vaccinated. So the difference right now is clear. Taking a vaccine is not a crime. Asking the people to be vaccinated is not a crime. But using that forceful nature, that dictatorial tendency is what we are trying to make you to understand. It should not be like that. Operating the way you operated during the COVID-19 period itself, why you speak to the people, telling them why they should wear face masks, hand sanitizers, and social distancing. So, my trying to explain, to buttress my point, telling him, if you want to save your people, save us from hunger. Obaseki did not create hunger in Edo State. Hunger had been there. Obaseki did not create armed robbery in Edo State. It had been there. So we are drawing his attention to some of these things so that he can also handle it with the same vigor he's handling the pandemic situation. I am a presenter, so I know how to put my word for my viewer to understand and the man I'm speaking to get my point. So do not think, Mr. Martins Iyamu, that I am against Obaseki government. No, I am not. Because Obaseki is a man, His human, therefore, his thought can never be my thought. His ways can never be my ways. So sometimes his thinking might be different from what we are thinking. We only tell him that your thinking is on the other side. Then that will not make you to have a rethink and think like the common man. That is what governance is all about. So you don't support a man, and when the man misbehaves, you come to the social media place and want to come and celebrate him, even when you know the actions or the inaction that he's trying to portray is against the people. Okay, so that is the truth there, Mr. Iyamo Martins. Okay, guys, so Mr. Obaseki, sir, I want you to take a pause, return back to the drawing board, speak to the people, let them understand the reason why you want them to be vaccinated. And I promise you, many of the people will follow through on this vaccination process. Simple and pure. That is just it. And for President Muhammadu Buhari and his handlers, please stop dividing Nigeria. You are dividing Nigeria by your statements. And it is very, very heartbroken to some of us. Learn to build fences, not to destroy the people, and you still want them to support you, to remain in one nation. It's not done anywhere. The more you tear them apart, the more you make them to hate the nation called Nigeria. IPOB is not the only proscribed terrorist organization in Nigeria. The Boko Harams are there. The Fulani Elders are there. Even internationally, they are the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world. But yet you have refused to proscribe them as a terrorist organization. Please. Please. Sometimes I blame the IPOB sometimes because I just feel they should use another approach. But if not, to be candid, the treatment we are meting, you guys are meting to the Igbos, is uncalled for. They have their own problem, yeah. But the treatment being meted to them by this government in particular is uncalled for. You guys eat them with passion. Treat them a little bit like a human. Maybe they might have a rethink in their approaches and the way they do things. That will be my only advice as I call it a day today. I need to run back to office now.
Hello, my people. Thank you very much for your time with us. Now, then I will round up on this particular one. We'll be coming back again later on for more updates on the things that's currently going on in our country, Nigeria. As I look to I agree to my people. We don't have enough time. We have a lot of things to do today, so we're not going to stay here for so long. If not, I would have acknowledged everyone on the comment section. But meanwhile, I love you all. Take care and bye for now.